And this is the Bodfather coming to you live here at the Kentucky Expo 5 in Louisville, Kentucky. 4-hour trip, but I'll tell you what, it was worth it. I'm doing an awesome interview right here, right now with the Butcher Babies with Heidi and Carla. What's going on?
Hi! Well, we just rolled into town. We're a little bit late today because we had a blowout on the freeway, so but we're in good spirits still, ready to rock out tonight.
Yeah, pumped. We've actually played this venue before, so we're glad to be back.
Yep. This is how many times have you played this? This is your second time being back? Second time? This is actually my second time coming back too. Awesome. The first time I was here, I saw Black Label Society. Oh, cool. So yeah, that's even better. Anyway, you guys have Goliath. That's out right now. It's an awesome CD. I'm really impressed with this CD from you guys.
Thank you.
Because this CD, I mean, honestly, from the first track to I Smell a Massacre to the last of it, kicks ass from the get-go.
Awesome, thank you.
And the CD don't stop. So let's talk about the writing process with this CD. Did all of you guys contribute? Because I know some of this is some of your stuff that you wrote, Heidi, from back in the day.
Well, all of us. We all wrote. We all have had little notebooks and stuff that we've had since we were kids. So we all contribute equally to all the songwriting process, which makes us all, very invested in the songs when we're up there playing them on stage. So it was a great experience. We spent, these songs have been written for the last 4 years, a lot of them. Some of them are new songs, but we spent 6 weeks in pre-production, in a room with each other, 8 to 10 hours a day, just, fine-tuning them, making them the best they could be for our album, with our producer, Josh Wilbur. And that time, that creative process for me, and I'm sure that Heidi feels the same way, it was just such a cool time. Our only job was to be in that studio making our album the best it could be.
And it was, the whole writing process has always been really, really fun for all of us because we basically just get in a room and throw out ideas. And of course, over the years, it's evolved, differently in some songs, but it's cool because we have the comfort with each other that we can throw out ideas and we're comfortable creatively, and I think we've been really successful with that. Yeah.
Like I said, this CD I'm really impressed with it. My favorite track's off this, and I wrote them down because I know I'll forget it on the way down here. But I Smell a Massacre, Magnolia Boulevard, that is an awesome track. Grim Sleeper, I like that one. In Denial, that's a good one. And Mirror Never Lies. The whole CD's just good.
Thank you.
So that's half our album right there. So
no, it's so funny because all those songs mean so much to us. Every single song on there, we put a lot of emotion into, and so it's cool to finally have other people hear our music. And when we go out, we play shows, and people are singing along. There's no better feeling than that.
And they're not just singing along; they're screaming. You can see the emotion in their face, so that's really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to ask you guys is, the first time you guys heard people sing along to your music on stage, how did that make you guys feel?
Well, it's awesome. That's happened a lot more on the Mayhem Festival and on this tour. Before, people sang along to our songs, Mr. Slow Death, and they, do the National Bloody Anthem with us and stuff, and Jesus. But, having your album out, your first big album out, and seeing these kids in the front row singing every word
song.
Sometimes I forget what I'm singing and they know the words, so it's an incredible feeling because you know that you've touched people.
I think I don't remember when the first time was, but going in Los Angeles, a lot of people knew our music, and we were a hometown band for a long time, and but going on the road and in other cities and other people really finally realize, noticing something that you've put so much time and energy into, it's breathtaking. It really is.
How do you guys feel being females and rocking out just as hard as the guys do? I mean, there's been a lot of female rockers, but I think you guys bring a different twist to it.
We do, because I think, we're more metal. A lot of girls are drawn to more pop rock, pop music, very light rock. And we've always been metal kids, and we wanted to do metal music. And you know, we did get a lot of flack for that in the beginning, but we are remaining true to who we are. You know, this is not, we're not making this up. We're not, you know, pretending to like metal
So
just
many
to
people
get
keep-
ahead. It's really funny.
It's so funny because I've heard so many times like, oh, that is the fakest metal band ever. And it's like, oh, really? What is fake? The fact that I don't look like a dude and I'm not covered in tattoos? Cool. So that's fake? Like, people are so fucking dumb.
Yeah. And it's pretty irritating, but at the same time, Heidi and I have dealt with that before. You know, we were both from male-dominated industries beforehand. I was an embalmer, and there's not very many women doing that, and she was in radio and doing something that not many women do. And we've always, you know, had people kind of judge us for that.
And tell you, no, you're a girl.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do these things that men are typically supposed to do. Or you're, you know, our entire lives we've had people that have tried to tell us what to do. You know, you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. And for us, it's just like,
we both have a ton of tenacity,
thanks.
and that's why we're friends, and that's why we're so successful right now.
And you were an embalmer? That is crazy.
Yeah, it was
so watch out.
interesting.
Just kidding.
Yeah. In fact, I'm looking at you right now thinking about how I'm going to slice your ass up later.
Well, there's tons of me, so you could probably put me in each state, probably, and then some.
Be a fun project.
I went off this bus now. So, let's see. Your influences, guys. Can you? I know I saw something that I think I saw this on y'all's Facebook. Y'all was talking about Wendy O. Williams.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the whole band is dedicated to.
Yeah.
This, you know, is Wendy O. Going back into what we were just saying, you know, there's a T-shirt I saw just barely of one of her quotes. It was like, "No one can tell me what to do. No one can tell me who to be." Yeah. And she had that attitude and brought it to music in, you know, the 80s, 90s, whatever, 80s. And she and that we really shared that vision with her, and so we wanted to create this band as an ode to Wendy O. You know, she passed away in 98, I believe. So you know, with the name Butcher Babies, she had a song, Butcher Baby, with the Plasmatics, and then also you know, our original attire was all from her. And it's great. I really wanted to, well, we wanted to carry on what she started.
And musically, we are not necessarily like the Plasmatics, but in spirit, like she was saying, we are. The cool thing about our band is that we have so many different influences. You know, each member is very different in their musical taste, and we've managed to take those tastes and make a sound that's pretty unique. You know, I listened to Slayer and old Metallica and Pantera growing up, and Guns N' Roses, and Henry here, our guitar player, liked Meshuggah and experimental metal. Our drummer loved Marilyn Manson, and our bass player loves death metal. And Heidi?
I'm more of a new metal kid. You know, Slipknot, Korn, Limp Bizkit. You know, I love all of that. And so when you put all of these different influences into one, it creates something unique, which is what we've done.
I respect you guys too, that you're not letting nobody tell you what to do. I really like that, because I was in the paranormal field for 5 years, and I said,
cool.
well, you know, I said I want to do something different, because music has always been a passion of mine, and I got a whole lot of shit over that because I came to do this, and so you know.
Well, the thing is, you can change your life.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
change your career 10 times over. You only live once.
I've changed my career 3 or 4 times now, and I'm only 28.
You have to do what you want to do, or else you'll be disappointed with your life.
Yeah, I do normal tech support, and I do this on the side. So
you know, the thing is that it's never too late.
Yep.
So many people are like, oh, well, you know, I'm way past my years for that. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. No, you're not. There is always time to change and do whatever you want. So I'm glad that you took the step to do what you wanted.
this is awesome. I never dreamed of sitting here interviewing you guys or anybody like this. So thank you all so much, and you too, Henry. I want to bring this out to everybody that if you haven't noticed it or gotten the clue, the Butcher Babies are horror. If you think about it, because horror.
Horror?
Yeah, like horror.
Yeah. I was like, horror? Watch it.
No, horror.
Yeah, we are. Oh, absolutely.
In the beginning, we really kind of steered towards that direction. You know, we're also very influenced by horror movies and you know, and acts like Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. You know, kind of shock rock stuff and we do have a couple songs that are written about serial killers because, I think all of us in some way are drawn to death and murder and all that kind of stuff. And we have a song called Werewolf of Wisteria that is about
Albert
Fish, who killed children. He's a child killer. And then we have a song called Grim Sleeper that you mentioned that you like, is about a serial killer in Los Angeles who was unique because he was African American and not your typical middle-aged white male serial killer. So we were kind of fascinated with him. So we, Heidi and I sat together in a room and really researched these killers. We don't just write these songs, but we research the killers. We're really fascinated by it, and we write the song like that.
It's like Ed Gein is based off of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And everybody's like, no, it ain't. Yeah, do your research and you'll find it. Yeah, exactly.
We just do a Halloween playlist recently, and so we for Yahoo, and we threw Dead Skin Mask, about Ed Gein.
Nice.
Later on there too.
What can fans expect at a show from you guys? And I know this is my first one seeing you all, so it should be freaking amazing. But I want to know in your all's words.
I think most of the time people can expect just high energy, organized chaos. And, we're running all over the stage, jumping around, screaming, having a good time. And, for us, it's a party. Yeah. And for the crowd, it's a party. And that's how we always want it to be.
What do you guys think that the Butcher Babies bring to music than anybody else?
Something new. People have been missing a show, and we give that back to them. When we started this band, that was something that we really strive to do, was bring a show back. People pay a lot of money to get into these shows, and they don't want to be disappointed by some guy standing up there in his blue jeans, looking bored, looking at his feet while he's singing. Everything we do is high energy. I want to be moved when I'm on stage performing. I don't want to be bored either. And I want to feel, when I see a show, I want to feel like I did when I was 13 and saw Pantera, or 13 and saw Nirvana. That's what I want to feel like.
We all grew up in the mosh pit, and we grew up going to see these shows, and this is something that we wanted to influence another generation. So
I have been to it was an outdoor show and saw a lady in the pit, and she kicked every guy's ass that was in that pit.
Girls are tough.
Yeah.
Look
that was
out.
pretty cool.
I don't think girls even know their own strength. I'm not just talking about physical strength, but that is also something too. Girls don't know how strong they can be. I've been doing a lot of weight training this year, and it's been so inspirational to myself to see how strong physically I can be, but also mentally. A lot of women get caught in life, by being held back by a husband or a boyfriend or family, or just as society's ideal of what they should be. And we want to empower women and let them know that they can take control of their life and they can be the things they want to be. And not just women, but everybody.
It's one of the coolest things that we hear on the road. People have this predetermined judgment of what they think we are, and then when they see us, they learn it's completely different. A lot of people just assume one thing, but there was this woman who came up to us, and she was like, I was not excited to see you guys, and I thought it was going to be terrible, and I'm leaving empowered. She's like, you guys were great, and I'm leaving now empowered. And that's that word right there is how we want people to feel. We'll win them over one by one, and that's fine, but we want them to leave and feel just that much stronger, and we want females to feel like I can do this too.
Well, how do you guys feel of all the positive feedback from the female audience out there that say, hey, this is like you said, this is my first time coming to see you guys, and especially if you get the emails like, hey, your music has changed my life, it's helped me through tough times. How does that mean to you guys?
We do get those emails, especially from young girls, and it's like she said, it's crazy, and it inspires us to keep doing more of what we're doing, because we're doing something right. And the thing about Heidi and I is we always reach out to our fans who reach out to us. We're very interactive with our fans because we know how important it is. Just I always tell a story about meeting Art from Everclear when I was a kid. I was a dopey kid, and I really wanted to be in the music business, and I asked him a question, instead of shoving me away or whatever, there's a bunch of hot broads he could have been hanging out with, and this kid wants to talk to him. He took me aside and talked to me about the music business for about a half hour, and I never forgot it. It changed my life. It made me feel like I could do something that I wanted to do. And if we can do that for other kids, like, that's why we're here.
There was a girl in, I won't say her name, but she was in one of the shows we just did recently, and she'd been writing us on Twitter for a long time, just back and forth, like, oh, this song, I'm blasting this in the morning and it's helping me get through this. And then I started crying when I was listening to this song, and she's been tweeting this all along, and she kept saying, I really hope I can meet you guys someday. And so I told her, well, we'll be playing the show, so come and let's all hang out. She came and hung out, and then we embraced her for the whole night. She came in, we did shots together and hung out for a while, and to be able to do that with somebody else, and I know how that would make me feel if a band that's helped me do a lot and they just opened up their arms to me. That would be best night of my life. And the next day she tweeted like, oh, the most amazing night ever, blah blah blah, and those are things we want to experience that with other people. If we can change other people's lives for the better, then it's great.
Yeah, and we're not perfect, but if we've had experiences, and if we can help people grow off of our mistakes and talk to them about it, then that's awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I'll let you get to your checkup, whatever you have to do here, and I want to thank you guys for taking time out for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it, and support you guys 110% as always. And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was it again?
BODS Mayhem Hour. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hey, we're the Butcher Babies, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Thanks, guys.